Hello to people on my YouTube. Alright, so today guys I'm gonna be drawing y'all a spray can, and as you can see I've already got it started a little bit, and the goal with this project and the ones coming, or the videos coming rather, is to draw different art related accessories and give them a skull look. So I'm gonna start with the can and see what it looks like once it's done. I was looking at a few spray cans as an inspiration for this video just to get the juices flowing, and I seen a few that I liked, so I kind of wanted to do my version of it. None of them were spray cans that had skulls on them, but because this channel is skull and skeleton related, I wanted to do something with that. So what I'm going to do is start with the top and kind of make it look like the face and the skull is going to be at this part at the lower level. And then another video I was looking at, I think it was somewhere yesterday evening or the day before, I can't seem to remember now. It was trying to do artwork in the scribble form, kind of like just with how the pencil is, and seeing how that turns out. So let me keep working on this, and then I'll show y'all the pencil stage once it's done, because I think the more fun part is the inking part, not so much the pens. But if you like the pens art or this initial phase, let me know in the comments down below, and then I'll include more of it. Because as of right now, since the channel is still in the growing phase, I'm not really sure what is it the viewers like. And thank you to all the new people that have signed up. I appreciate that, and I hope you'll have fun watching the videos, and maybe y'all can even try drawing along and let me know what you guys, or show me or send me pics via Instagram. Tag me on Instagram. I don't know if y'all can, I don't think y'all can share it via YouTube, but if y'all can, and if y'all know a way that I don't, feel free to send me the pictures that y'all draw. So we've got our basic shape over here, so I'm gonna keep at it and keep going. Alrighty, my lovely people, I am back. The last time I spoke to you, it was earlier this morning, and now it's about evening where I am. So let's begin. So this is what I ended up doing from the last rough sketch that I did. I told you what I was gonna create a skull spray can, and the inspiration for this one was something that I'd found on Pinterest. This is what the thing looks like. What I liked is I like the colors that were used in this, so I'm going to be borrowing these colors and using it in mine. And whichever the artists that did this, thumbs up to you guys, whoever it is. I really like how you use the colors, and this is the type of style I kind of want to get when it comes to me drawing my skeleton art. And I like the fact that it's got that nice illustrative look, and there's like a lot of two-toning when it comes to the shadows. It's not like the blended look like you have with the spray brush. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and I went ahead and selected the colors ahead of time, which is I used the darkest shade to be the outline, and then these are all the colors that were used in that illustration. I don't know if I'm going to use the exact same reds. I did like the reds, but I am considering maybe even doing an orange color, but we'll see how that goes. So let's begin with the line art. I'm gonna select this as the color. I'm gonna turn that opacity down to about 50, and then I'm gonna select the top layer over here, and let's begin. So the reason I chose to do the spray can is all my favorite artists that are online, as in 1000 and David Loza. He doesn't really do spray painting, but he does use gouache, and what else did he use? And he uses acrylics to do his backgrounds. But what he does do is he uses Adobe Fresco to do his rough line art. And what I think is really cool about doing the rough line art in Adobe Fresco is the fact that you can go ahead and draw things. Like for example, like when I did this drawing earlier today, I drew the cap or the spray cover. I don't know if that's the exact term, but I use a spray cover to draw this. I don't know why my voice is not permitting me to say what I want to say. I used the pencil to draw the spray can. I didn't like how it turned out, so what I did was I used a selection tool to make a selection, turn down the opacity, and redraw it. Now in traditional, you gotta redraw the thing, erase it. So that's one of the many benefits which I like so much when it comes to digital art aspect of it. And there's so much things you can do, and the biggest thing is if you want to do the digital coloring, and being able to choose the colors ahead of time is kind of really cool, because with traditional, I mean, you can make a manual guess as to what you want the colors to do or look, but you can't really actually be able to look at it before time ahead and see what they look like when they are actually said and done. But with the digital aspect of it, you can try that ahead of time and see if it's something that you like, or you can tweak it. So quick update is I finally received my iPad Pro, and I'm excited to do the setup of it and finally start drawing with it. It's going to be a huge difference going from this little 10.2 or 10.8 display and then upgrading to a 12.9 inch. And I do know that it's not the newest one, it's the iPad Pro 6th Gen with the 1 TB terabyte of space. And the reason I went with the 1 TB is not because I absolutely needed it, but because the difference between the 256 and the 1 TB was like minimalistic, because they were having some sort of a sale on Amazon, and it just made sense to go with that. I was like, why not? And plus, with the 1 TB, you get the 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is supposed to help with, I think, processing. And I know that the new, the iPad 2004, the Pro models have got the 13-inch display, and they've got the matte screen. And personally, when it comes to any electronics, whether it be not just the iPad but anything, I like to usually wait it out instead of hurrying up to go and buy the newest and greatest things, because I think during this phase, I think it's good to observe with the fellow creators that have bought it and seeing if there's any tech issues that might come up. So I like having to review their videos and see what is it that they had an issue with, and then after maybe a few months have passed, and if anything, any major issues came up, then I like to make a proper decision on that. So I've been rambling on, and I've just been stuck on this little cap. Let me finish off the remaining of this line art, and I'll show you all the details of what I'm going to do in this piece. So what I went ahead and did is I started by just making a new layer, and I went ahead and changed my brush setting from 10 to 20, and I'm going to start changing up the line work with this piece to make it look like the earlier spray can I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the bottom layer and then the bottom part of the can, and then slowly work my way up to the top. I think in my other pieces, what I did earlier to this or prior to this, I didn't mess with the line work too much. And the reason is because for the most part, when I've created my skeletons, I usually just stick with one line layer or one weight of line. And the reason being is because when you draw traditionally, and I've just been drawing digitally in the past, I want to say from 2020 onwards, if you're somebody that's just starting out in digital art, it's definitely a fun thing to learn after being a traditional artist for the long time. But once you get the hang of it, and once you know what is possible with digital art, it's kind of addicting and you want to use it. With that being said, I'm going to make these lines on the teeth a little bit thicker, so it makes it look like it's got more time in them. Then maybe I'll do like just the bottom layers or just the bottom part of the teeth with thicker lines. So what have you guys been up to? How was you guys' day? Did you do anything fun? Did you draw? I don't know. Maybe you tried a new recipe. For me, let's see, what did my day start as? Well, I woke up, which is a good thing. And then the usual, brush your teeth, breakfast, and then started this creation of the video. And I think in my household, and I think I've said this on more than one occasion, is because we live in a big joint family, it's always a challenge to be able to record at a specific time, because if it's not something going on, then it's these noises from outside the house that are kind of annoying, because there's this new construction, or I don't know if it's construction or somebody's doing some sort of a house renovation work right where we stay, so you can always hear hammers in the morning, some damn machine going off. With the video editing software, there's only so much you can actually edit out, so that's what I've got so far. Now let me start start with the inside. Make this line thicker because it is the inside of the mouth, and then just gonna erase that because some different layer. This is another thing that's so fascinating, is just erasing things. Here's another brush that I haven't used, which is the wet color or the wet paint, and maybe I'm gonna do that just as a fun project to see what it looks like. I have worked in watercolors, but I think it was maybe when I was younger. Personally, I've never liked watercolors, only for the fact that it's too watery and then everything looks transparent looking. I like opaque colors. I think I'm a big fan of that. When I lay down, whether it be this, when you're doing digital art, I like to lay down the colors as thick, but it's been so long since I've messed around with actual paints. It'll be different to get back to them and do something. Oh, that's another thing I would like to tell you all is in the past, back I guess I want to say in the year 2008, I done a whole lot of painted shoes. You know, when the Air Force Ones were kind of like a big thing in the US, and I think they became big because of the rapper Nelly. He had these Air Force Ones, so everybody was like, oh man, I gotta get myself some Air Force Ones and gotta customize them. And so it was in that phase. So I done Simpsons, and then I done South Park. I think I did a bunch or a set of probably about 12 pairs in total, and I like how they came out. Oh yeah, and I even did Winnie the Pooh. So what I'll do is for that, share the pictures with y'all that I took, or my wife took, show y'all what I did with the paint that I used for that project was Angelus leather paints. That was a whole new experience. I mean, because I've never really worked with leather and paint before. Doing something with the leather paint was kind of really cool and something different to work with. Let me go ahead and finish up more of the line work on this, and then we'll start with the color layers. Alright, so I've already gone ahead and selected the colors that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to start off by selecting the blue, and we'll keep that as the base for the can. And then for the lid of the can, or the cap that covers the can, I'm going to go with this blue. It's almost, I don't know what is the exact shade of this blue. It's the color we're going for. And then we'll go for a red for the top of the cap, and then the side over here, and then maybe for the bottom as well. And then pretty much this is just going to be just dropping of the colors, just the flat colors. And for the outline, I'm gonna go with the red for the eyes, and then a darker color for the inside. I was planning on going and using the same line art color that I'd done, but I wanted to do something different. And for the teeth, let's go with this skin tone color of beigeish, peachish brown, I guess. And then for the inside, let's go with darker shade of red, I guess. Or no, actually, let's go with this red on it. So for the nose, I mean, and then that blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off with these flat colors, and then I'll check back with you and show you what how I'll do the shading of this. So I'll see you back in a few minutes. So I'm back, and I've already gone ahead and made a clipping mask. I'm gonna start by coloring the cap, and then for the rest of the video I'm gonna pretty much show y'all what is it that I did. So here's something I wanted to ask you guys, that the people that are watching and have been watching, what do y'all think of the videos so far? Would y'all like me to show more of the drawing phase, more of the coloring, the shading? Because for me, it's like at this point I'm still trying to figure out what would be the perfect balance when it comes to showing y'all all parts of the video. Because it's like I'm still debating on that phase, because I mean there's only so much, because if you do, or at least I've tried this with another video that I just did as a demo video initially while starting the whole YouTube thing. If you go ahead and record and play everything in real time, the video ends up being way long. I mean, like, I think one video I did as a trial was over an hour and something long. So I would just like, maybe if y'all could leave me some sort of feedback in any of the videos as to what is it y'all would like to see more of. I mean, I have definitely some thoughts on this as to what I can do to make the video less time consuming and packed with as much material as can possibly be. Did that as the dark color, and what I'm doing is for this shading I want to do Oh yeah, this is another thing I went ahead and did, which I didn't show you earlier. The eyes were looking a little bit plain, so what I did was I kind of drew these small little versions of the spray can, kind of make it look like the spray can is having a small spray can thoughts. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit later on to wrap up the video to show you what the final piece looks like. So here's the final spray can, guys, and this is what I ended up adding. I did these little leaves, which was not in the previous video, or not the previous video, what I meant to say is the previous clip that I was recording, and these leaves are a significance of the cashew tree, which is a famous tree around here that has a lot of significance. So I always keep that, or try to keep these leaves in all my drawings to kind of remind me as to where this journey all started out. So this is the final cap looks like. I try my best to try something different when I'm doing the shading when I do every piece, or at least try to do something that I haven't done in the previous one, and it's still a work in progress. I don't believe my shading is where I want it to be, but it's something that I keep trying and working on even when I'm not recording. I don't know, I don't think I have anything more else to tell you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I know I made it in 3 different parts, or 4 different parts at this point. So I think I'll wrap it up by saying keep creating, keep drawing. I'll see y'all down the road or on the other side. Bye for now.